Hey guys, I am Mr. Crocker, and today we are going to be talking about multi-digit multiplication. So for day one, we're just going to go through how to do that. Okay. So when I say multi-digit multiplication, what I'm talking about is, it's not just one by one. It's not just like 8 times 4. It would be something more along the lines of maybe 83 times 4. Okay. Or even 83 times 42. So we're going to talk about how to do that. Okay, so of course there's more than one way to do it. And the way that I like best, I'm shaking the table when I erase my thing here. The way that I like best is to break down the multi-digit problems into the individual problems that you're doing, because that way you understand the place value of it and you can kind of see where it's coming from. Whereas with traditional's fine, but it's kind of a magic trick. It's kind of like, I don't know, you just get an answer. Okay, so we're going to go through both ways. First we'll do the box method, which is the way where you break it down. So let's just stick with that problem I made up, 83 times 42. Okay, so I have 2 digits and 2 digits. So what I need to do here is I need to draw a box, and I'm going to break this down by place value. So when I have 83 here, what I really have is 80, right? An 8 in the tens place is worth 80, and I have 3. A 3 in the ones place is worth 3. Okay, and if I was just doing 83 times 4, I would just do it just like that. Okay, so if I was just doing 83 times 4, I would just multiply it by 4. So I would do like 8 times 4, well, that's 32. So 80 times 4 is 320. Okay, and then 4 times 3 is 12. And then you just add those together. 320 plus 12. Okay, 333. Now, if I want to go out to 42, right? Now it's 2 by 2. Well, now my rectangle needs to have 2 digits both ways. 2 digits, 2 digits, 2, 2. Right? Your rectangle that you draw has to fit the numbers in your problem. So 42, just like this is 8 was 80, the 4 is 40. Okay. And that's going to change our answer there because multiplying by 4 is not the same as multiplying by 40. So, and then the 2 and the 1s is just worth 2. Okay, so when we multiply out our tens, it's really just, you just look at the basic fact here. The basic fact is still 8 times 4, and that's still 32. But it has 2 zeros now, right? So you just kind of add them up. Okay, 80 tens 40 times would get you 3,200. 8 tens. Okay. Okay, 40 times 3. Well, the basic fact is 4 times 3. That's 12. 1 0, 120. Okay. Now 80 times 2. These are the numbers that meet up in this square. 80 times 2. 8 times 2 is the basic fact. 8 times 2 is 16. With a 0, it becomes 160. Okay. And then in this last square, we're doing 1s times 1, so there's no zeros at all. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so now I have the product of all 4 of these multiplication problems, and I just need to add them up. 3,200, 120. It's important when you're adding that you line your numbers that you're adding, your add-ins, that you line them up by place value. Okay, so what I mean by that is, in this number of 3,200, this is the ones place. I need to add all the different ones places. If I stacked them on the wrong side, I'd be adding ones and tens and hundreds all together in one column, and that doesn't work. So I have 6. 2 and 6 is 8. That's 4. And that's 3. 3,486. I just added them up. Okay. Okay. Traditional method now. 83 times 42. Okay. So the first thing you want to do when you're multiplying with traditional method is you multiply the ones. Ones times 1, 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, and then I go to the tens. 2 times 8 is 16. So when you're doing traditional, you're just doing basic facts. You're not adding zeros like we were before. Okay, now before I multiply out my tens place, here's where you do add it. You just add the 1 0 because I'm multiplying by 40. Okay, so I add a 0 there. 4 times 3 is 12. Carry the 1. You don't write 2 digits until you get to the end. 4 times 8 is 32, plus 1 is 33. Okay? 6, 8. Okay, that was the same answer we got on the last problem. So this is traditional method. The first way I showed you was box. We'll do one more. Okay. So like let's say I had something like 273 times 6. Okay. So remember we talked about how the box that you draw needs to fit the numbers that you have. Well, this is a 3-digit number. Okay. Three boxes for 3 digits. This 2 stands for 200. The 7 is 70, and the 3 is just a 3. Okay, multiplied by 6. The basic fact here in 6 times 200, which is what I'm doing in this first box, is 12, and there are 2 zeros. Okay. 6 times 7, basic fact, 42, 1 0. 6 times 3, 18. And then I just add them. Okay. So 1200, 420, and 18. 8, 3, 6, 1. 1,638. Okay. So that's box method for that. 273 times 6. Traditional method. Only got 1 digit here, so I just multiply it out. 6 times 3 is 18. I have to carry. I can't write 2 digits until I get to the very end, okay? So when you carry, you multiply and then add what you carried. So 6 times 7 is 42, plus 1 is 43. Carry the 4. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 4 is 16. And now I'm at the end, so I have nowhere to carry 2. So that's when you just write it. Okay? Same answer, right? So we could do the same thing if this was a 2-digit number. We just need to draw a rectangle that fits. Okay? So I went bigger this time because I've got 2 digits. There's 2, right? Instead of just being 6, now it's 60 and 5. 65 is 60 and 5. Okay, 273 is 270 and 3. Place value. Okay, then you multiply the boxes. Well, you multiply the numbers that meet in the boxes. So 60 times 200, the basic fact is 6 times 2, that's 12. And now I have 1, 2, 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. 12,000. 60 times 70. 6 times 7 is 42. 2 zeros. 6 times 3 is 18. 1 0. Okay. 5 times 200. 5 times 2 is 10. Now look, 10 has a 0. That doesn't mean that I count it as like this 200 has 2 zeros, right? I need to add 2 zeros. So now I have 3 in my answer, but that's because 5 times 2 is 10. 10 has its own zero. It doesn't count, right? Okay. So 5 times 7 is 35, 1 0. 5 times 3 is 15. And now I just have to add all these up. And if that seems like a lot, 6 numbers is quite a bit. You can do it in pieces. 12,000, 4,200, 180. Okay, 0, 8, 3, 6, 1. 16,380, and that was just these numbers. Okay, 1,000, 350, and 15. Even though there are a lot of numbers, they're usually pretty easy addition problems. Okay, so 5, 6, 3, 1. So now I need to put these together. 1365. That was my total when I added up all these numbers on the bottom row. Okay, my total for the top row was, this is where you got to make sure, like this has 5 digits, this has 4 digits. Okay, if I do this, that's not right. I'm stacking them on the wrong side, which means that here I'm adding ones to tens. That's you always want to add same place value. So what I'm going to do is write the number backwards. It's got a 0 in the ones, it's got an 8 in the tens, it's got a 3 in the hundreds, and then a 6 and a 1. And now in my addition problem, I'm adding ones to ones, I'm adding tens to tens. You just always stack the numbers on this side. Okay, so 5, 14, 6 plus 1 is 7. Don't have to carry anything, 7. That's my answer. 17,745. I had to think about that for a second. 17,745. Okay. We're going to call that good for multi-digit multiplication day 1.